the 1920s classic children's book series Uncle Wiggily's Adventures, written by Howard R. Garis, illustrated by Lang Campbell, and read by Grandma Nana. Thank you for joining Uncle Wiggily and I. Uncle Wiggily's Picnic, Adventure 1. "Let's go on a picnic, Uncle Wiggily," said Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy one day. "Fine," cried the bunny rabbit gentleman. "We'll invite Aunt Jerusha Ann, the goat lady." Nurse Jane said that would be nice, so Billy Wagtail, the goat boy, brought Aunt Jerusha Ann over to Uncle Wiggily's hollow stump bungalow. There he met Sammy Littletail, the rabbit boy. Nurse Jane put up a fine lunch. When Billy saw the lunch in the kitchen, he said, "Let's hide the real lunch and put empty cans and things in another basket." I wonder what they're up to. When Billy and Sammy had filled a basket full of empty cans, empty bottles, and empty cracker boxes, they put this in place of the nice basket of good things Nurse Jane had so carefully packed. And Uncle Wiggily, not knowing anything about this, picked up the wrong basket and started off on the picnic with the muskrat lady and Aunt Jerusha Ann. "We'll hide the real lunch in the woodshed," said Billy to Sammy. "Yes, but after a while we'll take it to Uncle Wiggily in the woods," spoke the rabbit boy. "Okay, they're playing a little trick, not a big trick. Okay." "Isn't it just lovely here, Uncle Wiggily?" said Aunt Jerusha as she fanned herself with a leaf while Nurse Jane picked some flowers. "I'm so glad we came on this picnic." Uncle Wiggily said the same thing. "It would be nice," spoke Nurse Jane, "if we had a little log cabin in which to eat our lunch. Uncle Wiggily, couldn't you make a little log cabin for us?" Uncle Wiggily said he could, "but I shall have to hop back to my woodshed and get the axe," he added. "You ladies stay here with the lunch. I'll get the axe." I don't know what's going to happen, but something's going to happen. "Well, well!" exclaimed Uncle Wiggily as he reached the woodshed and was just going to take down the axe to make a log cabin for the picnic ladies in the wood. "Well, well! Here is another basket of lunch and hidden under a pile of chips. I wonder what this means." Billy and Sammy, sorry for the trick they had played, were just coming back to get the real lunch and take it to the picnic party. "There are only empty cans and bottles in the basket you took, Uncle Wiggily," said Billy. "Now we'll carry the real lunch for you and also the axe." "Isn't Uncle Wiggily kind to make such a nice picnic for us?" spoke Nurse Jane. "He is indeed," agreed Aunt Jerusha. "And I am getting quite hungry for some of that nice lunch you put up, Nurse Jane. But we will wait until Uncle Wiggily comes back with the axe and builds the log cabin for us before we eat." Up the hill, behind the goat and the muskrat ladies, came the bad Pipsisewah and the worse Skeezicks. "Oh, we'll have a fine lunch," whispered the Skee. "Indeed we will," said the Pip. "We'll take the whole basket full." "Well, we got the picnic lunch," cried the Pipsisewah to the Skeezicks, as the two bad chaps sneaked up behind Aunt Jerusha and Nurse Jane and took away the basket that sat on the flat stump. "Indeed we did," said the Skeezicks. "We'll have a fine picnic now, all by ourselves." Away they ran, and Nurse Jane and Aunt Jerusha Ann were too frightened to do more than throw little stones at the unpleasant animals. "Come back with Uncle Wiggily's picnic lunch," cried Nurse Jane, but the Skee and the Pip only laughed at her. Weren't they mean? "Oh, Uncle Wiggily," cried Nurse Jane when she saw the bunny rabbit coming along. "There's no need to build a log cabin for our lunch. There isn't any lunch. The Pipsisewah and the Skeezicks ran off with it." Uncle Wiggily laughed. "Ha ha!" he said. "The bad chaps only took empty bottles and cans. Here's the real lunch. Billy and Sammy played a little trick on us, and perhaps it is just as well that they did. It saved the right basket for us, and now they very kindly carried the good things for me, and the axe also. Now we'll make the log cabin." "Aw, look at the little squiggle bugs. They're crying." "No crying. No buggies crying." So cute. Oh, this is the nicest picnic I was ever invited to, said Aunt Jerusha as she passed the pickled carrots to Uncle Wiggily. Yes, agreed Nurse Jane as she nibbled some frosted cabbage. But at one time I thought we wouldn't have any lunch. Why did you try to play such a trick on us, Billy? She asked. Oh, just because, said the goat chap, who was eating lettuce pudding. Well, they made up for the trick by helping me build this log cabin, said Uncle Wiggily. They are pretty good boys. I wonder what the Pip and Ski are doing. The squiggle bugs, they're happy, jumping and dancing. Well, I might have known what would happen if I let you try to get a picnic lunch, grumbled the Pip to the Skeezicks. It was all your fault. And he looked at the empty cans, boxes, and bottles. There wasn't a smidge of anything good to eat in the April Fool basket Billy and Sammy had put up. All my fault, cried the Ski as he bit his fingernails. You were the one who first thought of taking the basket. I didn't know it was empty. The Pip and Ski called each other names and had nothing to eat, but Uncle Wiggily had a nice picnic. And the squiggle bugs are celebrating. That's so cute. So, what would you bring on your picnic? Would you like some frosted cabbage or some lettuce pudding or pickled carrots? Let me know down below what you would bring on your picnic. That was a fun story. Thank you for joining Uncle Wiggily and I. I see you, I love you, and I will miss you until I see you again. All of a sudden, let's go on a picnic, Uncle. We'll invite Jerusha. Fine, cried the bunny. What is going on? It's this whole thing. We're going to redo the whole thing because it's throwing me. Uncle Wiggily. Fine, said. When Billy saw this. So, picnic ladies, wow. Start over from the beginning. We'll redo that whole thing. Well, we got the picnic lunch, cried the Pipsisewah, and we're too frightened to do more than... Oh, just because, said the... Oh, just because, said the boat. Okay, over. So what would you bring on your picnic? Would you bring some lettuce pudding, some iced cabbage, some pickled carrots? I would bring deviled eggs, because I like deviled eggs. Maybe some lemonade too. But that's our story.